to be really honest with you. But on today's show, I was supposed to be doing a recap for February. I've been a bit hard-headed. My publicist is going to be mad at me again, but she can have me all in the month of March, okay? March, we'll get back to the swing of things. But today, about loving business, loving yourself. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because as the accountability accountant, guys, I realized that everything we do impacts our money. If your relationship fucked up, it impacts your money. If your peace of mind messed up, it impacts your money. If your household ain't together, it impacts your money. If you are struggling with depression, if you're feeling overweight, if you're not confident, um, everything in our day-to-day life impacts your money. And as the accountability accountant, I'm finding that people that are my color skin, this brown, this melanin, we are struggling. We are struggling to really get our shit in order. Like y'all probably see a few people online making some money, right? But if you compare maybe the 10 to 15 people that you comparing online that's making money to the millions of Black folks out here, the numbers don't do us no justice, guys. We need to do better. So on tonight's show, we're going to talk about just that. The things that we can do. You can't hear me? You can't hear me. Things that you guys can do, all of us collectively, what we can do to make more money, to be more at peace, to really get our stuff in order, guys. So we're going to talk about that today because everything you do in your day-to-day life impacts your money. And being a mom, being a wife, being a business person, and having life do its thing around all of that, I have experienced. Okay, I have experienced depression. I have experienced days when I don't want to work. So we're going to talk about all of that stuff so we can kick things up in high gear and rock out March and the rest of the months throughout the year. So don't forget, guys, share the video, grab your pen, your paper, and for real, tonight's show, grab your libations. If you want to drink with me, drink with me. I'm not drinking though. If you want to drink with me. Share the feed, grab your pen and your paper, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay. Hello, it's your girl Folasade the Accountability Accountant, and I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's episode of The Money Zone. If you know that I know, you should share that video up with your friend or your family because our goal is to build generational wealth. So do me one favor, share the video and subscribe to our mailing list by clicking the link. Hey guys, welcome back to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, the Accountability Accountant, guys. And look, y'all might see me keep looking over here because I'm not using my MacBook for the camera for the very first time live. So I have to get used to just looking forward. Hey y'all, I'm looking forward. But on today's show, guys, we're going to talk about it because right now, automatically, for all of y'all that have been watching me for how many years now? How many years have I been doing content on live? Since 2014. 14. I've been doing content. So that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 8 years. I'm a veteran in the game, okay? So why am I saying this? Throughout the 8 years of me being online and me trying to build my business and really trying to make impact in the community, I have seen us go from being hated in a good way to now being feared. I'm going to repeat that. Over the course of the 8 years since I've been online creating content, being a content creator, I've been seeing a change. We being brown skin black, we were highly respected back in the day. Now, this 2023 year that we're in, people are afraid of us. So let me put this in context and then we're going to dive right into the content. So many of you don't know my background, okay? And specifically, some of you need to know my background because you guys are new to me. I grew up not in the typical, well, most people say, oh, in the typical situation. Oh, you grew up in the hood. I grew up in the hood, okay? I had to be on Section 8. I had to use food stamps. I had to use my student loans to get through college. I was evicted out of 10 of my homes that me and my mom lived in. I've moved 10 times in 12 years. The home that I'm presently in has been the longest place that I've ever lived at in my life. So why am I telling you guys this? I come from the same background many of you come from. I come from seeing drugs being dealt out front of my door. I've seen people's heads get blown off. I've seen drug raids. I've seen the most scandalous, the worst things. Like literally, if you take my brain and plop it into somebody else, it's hell. Okay, I've seen hell and back. But where we are right now in this society, I'm seeing more hell now than what I experienced even growing up in the hood. Yes, growing up in the hood, I done seen everything, okay? But now there's to this game. So why are we having this conversation? Because now many realize that past is the reason why our community cannot move forward. It's our past that is having you think that cheating on your taxes is fine. It's our past, the lack of love that we received in our household, which is now preventing you from being an amazing mom, amazing, or an amazing husband, or an amazing wife. So why am I talking about all of this stuff collectively? Because these are the things that we are suffering with in the Black community that is impacting our families and our finances and our economic situation. If you notice other races or ethnic groups, and for all of my politically correct people, leave me alone, okay? For all of the different, if you notice all of the different ethnic groups, whether white, Asian, Hispanic, or whatever, they have a higher marriage rate. I don't want to pull up the stats because I'm not pulling up stats today in today's show, okay? I've done that in previous shows, okay? The stats normally, I think it was like 51% of white homes were married, and our divorce rate was 51%. Okay. Do we all realize that one of the main reasons why we're struggling in the Black community, one of the reasons why we're suffering in the Black community, sorry guys, let me do not disturb. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. How do we do this? Do not disturb. Okay. All right. All right, let me fix myself. Sorry, y'all, my phone rang. Let me do not disturb, y'all. I'm sorry. I thought I had, okay, the computer's already set. Okay, so because of the lack of marriages, and I'm talking about happy marriages, I'm talking about teen marriages, we are falling behind. Just imagine you are married and your spouse make $50,000 and you make 50. I'm just using small numbers so we can be practical. I don't want this to go over here. Let's say, for example, you make $50,000 and your spouse make $50,000. Combined, that is $100,000. they give you guys six-figure earning buying power. They give you guys access to credit. They give you access to opportunities. So if you think about it, the average Black home has one parent, one female, and she makes between maybe 56, 70, maybe thousand, but that's still going to fall short. If we were to really set aside our differences, all of this alpha male, alpha female, femininity, masculinity, this, sex tourism, all of that y'all got going on, we, first of all, in the Black community will have solid homes with strong financial backings because you will have two parent households with two stable incomes, or a strong husband with a stay-at-home wife that support him, and he's now making $100,000 by himself, and that's perfectly perfect too. Then those two coming together raise really good kids if it's real love, real communication, real attention to these kids. They might turn out just okay. So that's one issue we won't continuously have it. Broken families. Broken families is hurting us financially more than our spending. Our spending is one thing, but the broken families is one of the problems. It's one of the main reasons. So we are ending the month of February, and I want you guys, that's why I got my little red on. We're in the month of love. We're leaving the month of love, right? But before we leave the month of love, I want us to really think about what we can do differently in our situations. Now, some people might end up like a bad merge, bad situation. I don't recommend you staying, okay? I'm not saying stay if it's real bad. But if we all was to put God first, then a lot of our households and families would have been able to stay together. A lot of us are not suffering from abuse and, recklessness and all of that stuff. We might be trying to be promiscuous and, haven't had fun in years. And, oh, he's not sleeping with me. Oh, he's not doing this. Just small things that's destroying our marriages, not big things these days. So number one, we need to stabilize our marriages and our relationships in our community. The moment that we're able to stabilize our marriages in the community, we will have higher buying power. Also, we will be more respected. We will be more respected because what I'm finding, guys, is in real business, they really look at who is backing you. I've heard colleagues of mine say that automatically when people they have a strong foundation, a strong household, that people want to work with them more. When they have a solid foundation, deals come to them. I've heard men say, oh my gosh, before I was married, I was struggling. But the moment I married and I devoted myself to my family and I devoted myself to my children and my wife, God started blessing me abundantly. Some of you guys are missing your financial blessings because you didn't do your spouse correctly. So that's number one. We just need to stabilize our families. The second thing we need to do, y'all have to get comfortable in your own damn skin. Y'all got to get comfortable in y'all own skin. All it is, trying to be like every Instagram model is getting played. Ladies, the guys don't like it. Yeah, they don't even like my little weave or whatever, but I'm going to wear my hair. I know how I look without my weave. Look, I'm comfortable in my own skin. But look, we have to get confident in ourselves. And I'm not talking about just, oh, yes, I'm pretty. No, I'm talking about internal confidence. I'm talking about when you get off Instagram, you love your life. You're confident in who you are as a person. You're confident in your abilities. You're keeping your promises to yourself. So you're also building your confidence. What I'm finding is that even though the Black community, we seem as we're so confident externally, internally we're suffering. Internally, we're weak. And I need you guys to face these realities, because if you don't, your lack of confidence is going to make you overspend. Your lack of confidence is going to have you second guessing your decision making. Your lack of confidence is going to be having you questioning your content. Your lack of confidence is going to make you feel like you got to do what everybody else is doing. Your lack of confidence will allow you to not stay focused on what you're supposed to be doing, but you're distracted because everybody else shit look good. When you're confident, when you know what you're doing, when you're solid with yourself internally, forget about the looks, forget about the body, forget about all of that stuff, because that's going to deteriorate, that's going to depreciate over time. But internally, your soul never depreciates. Your confidence will never go away if you feel your soul. Many of you lack confidence because you're not right with yourself. You're not keeping your promises. You're not keeping your words with yourself. You're not doing the things that you set out to do. When you wrote in your journal, said you wanted this lifestyle, did you work towards it? Let me be honest with you. When I'm BSing around a house and not working like I'm supposed to do, guys, when I go to work, I'm not as confident. And y'all, most of y'all, I'm really, really confident. Okay, very confident, internally, everything. But if I don't work consistently, when I log back into the Suncrest system, I'm not 100% confident. Until I start killing it again, then my confidence is going back up. What I'm finding is that the majority of us are lacking confidence because we are not keeping up promises that we've kept ourselves. And some of those promises might be little things. I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to polish my nails. I'm going to do like little things. One thing I realize is that how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I'm actually learning that in real life, not just from a book, because we can read all that stuff, get all of that good quotes, everything, learn from the greats by reading. But until you experience it, you don't believe it. And I know firmly from me experiencing it myself that when I don't keep my own promises to myself, I lack confidence. So I know all of you do. And when you lack confidence, it messes up with your coins. I also see clients not performing because they lack confidence. So they end up clutching and getting stiff and afraid to make moves. So, guys, you have to stay consistent to build the confidence in your capabilities. A confident person just doesn't wake up confident. They have built that. Their parents have built that. Their community have built that. So if you're lacking confidence, it starts with you today to say, you know what? I'm pretty. I'm smart. Say your affirmations. It may seem, guys, but affirmations are not stupid. I'm beautiful. I'm the best accountant. Like, where's my I'm all mic'd up now, so I can't even step away. I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna have to do like a wireless mic. But in my planner, y'all, I have my affirmation. Everything, what I want in my marriage, what I want financially, uh my external to build my beauty, like everything. You guys have to affirm the things that you want to be certain of. And if you want to be certain with certain things, do affirmations and be consistent with what your goals are. Number 3. So remember, marriages, it's impacting our money. Number 2, your confidence, it's impacting our money. Number 3, trust. Trust, trust, trust. The trust is impacting us big time in the Black community because none of us trust each other. I'm going to say that again. Trust is negatively impacting the Black community because none of us trust each other. How are we going to provide an amazing services to people that don't even trust us? How are we going to please someone that don't trust us? How are we going to build any type of loyalty with someone that don't trust us? How are we going to try to retain them as a client if they don't trust us? See, trust is the reason why you are probably having a high turnover over clients, high turnover over employees, why your clients are not coming back, just why people are not investing in your product, because they don't trust you. But the problem is, in our community, we don't even trust each other right off the bat. So we need to figure out what we need to do. And it starts with you guys in your own households. Because yes, you can trust me. All right. I'm not going to rip you off. I ain't going to do none of that. All right. But you can't be outside trusting people, but you don't even trust your husband. You don't even trust your wife. Kids. You don't even trust your mother. You don't even trust your cousin. You don't even trust this person, that person, and the people closest to you. That's where all of this stuff starts. Many of these water boys, robberies, Kia boys, all of this stuff, they don't trust their family. And remember, trust, guys, also comes from love. How can you really trust somebody if you don't feel like if they don't have your best interest in hand? And most people that love you should have your best interest in hand. So trust. We have to rebuild the trust. And so you as a business person, you not be bringing in the amount of revenue simply because they see you on Instagram, they want your product, but they're like, oh my gosh, if I buy it, I may not get my product. Oh my gosh, if I buy it, somebody might steal it, or they're not going to ship it, or the product might not be that good. They don't trust us. And I experienced that in my business, y'all. I experienced people not trusting me as well. So they'll say, oh, well, the previous person that did my taxes, they didn't do this, they didn't do this. So automatically, based on their previous experience, they don't even trust me. Then people will hit me with, well, I was trying to just work with a black business. No, 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 no. Don't say that. That's the excuse that you're giving us because you don't want to give us the trust and respect that we need. So, guys, being a black business owner, we're lacking the trust from our primary consumer, which is black people. If you think about it, every business person, we could raise our hand. We got to go with flips, do turtles, squats, twerk, and all that before y'all try to buy from us. And it's so funny I said that shit today. Excuse my leg. No, I'm not going to excuse my leg. I was about to say this rip radio, this Beltway radio. I can do what I want. I'm off the clock. Look, it's so funny because I was recording content early today and I was like, oh, these people will probably have me go viral if I start twerking for y'all. But I'm not going to do that. Not to get no attention. I'm not going to belittle myself because that's what I'm noticing. You guys are investing in people that have actually themselves and have really basically sacrificed their morals to make money. And I refuse to do that. But if we trusted more black businesses, do we really have to pop, lock, and drop it to make a sale? Or would you trust the content that's coming out my mouth and the reviews that are on Google? Because you can have 100 positive reviews on Google and they still like, oh, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to work with you because of this. But in the reality, what I'm finding is because in the black community, we just lack trust. So for all of us to get really to the bag, and I'm talking with equitable, meaning equally, we have to develop a sense of trust in our community again. And that trust starts with you building trust in your family, keeping your words, keeping your promises, doing what you said you was going to do, not sleeping with your cousin's folks, not sleeping with your, just randomly doing dirt. A lot of you guys are doing a lot of dirt. And this is why our trust is not there. And then they take the hurt from you effing them over and take it out on everybody else. So we need to get back to rebuilding the trust that we once had. Because right now, if you notice, people still do deals off handshakes. I haven't seen a handshake deal in our community since I stopped working with my father. And I have been working with my father, Brenda be 11, for almost 12 years. I haven't seen a handshake deal. Meaning they trust you. They already said, all right, bro, I'm in. All right, I'm in the deal. Let's close the deal. When you get back to the office, send me the paperwork. But my word is my word. When the last time you heard people say, my word is my word? Nobody's keeping their word. So this is why we can't trust in our community. And this is why our businesses will never peak at our highest capacity. And so, yes, you might have a few of us make $1 million here, 5 million here. But to be honest with you guys, we're supposed to be having a lot of $10 million companies, $15 million companies, more $1 million companies, more $100,000 companies. But because we lack trust, our primary consumers with this, which is us, we're not spending as easily. I have clients now that are my bookkeeping clients. People that have been following them for 7 years have paid everybody else and have never gotten nothing delivered. Now starting to work with my client now because they didn't got ripped off, taking advantage from everybody else, and they like, well, bump it. I can't. Look, I already lost enough. But why do we have to do that? Why? Why do we have to spin the block 7 years before you make a small investment with the black company? And then the moment that something don't go right with that business, you doing Google negative review, Yelp negative review, and I talked about that in one of my previous live streams. We can't catch a break. So we out here not maintaining marriages, not confident. We lack trust. And then now, right now, number 4, we're building fear in our community. Number 1 was marriages. Number 2, confidence. Number 3 is trust. And number 4, fear. Dear parents, and I have to say this to my parents, y'all need to check up on y'all children. These hoodlums, I don't even want to call them hoodlums, hood rats. A lot of them not even hood rats. That's committed all these crimes and stuff. Like, parents, we got to get back to loving on our children again. I don't know. Are y'all just online all the time? I don't know. What are y'all doing? Are y'all not having conversations with their children anymore? Are y'all not loving on them anymore? I personally don't know what's going on, but me growing up in the neighborhood in which I grew up all my life, I grew up in the hood. I've always been a fighter. Anybody that grew up with me, they know I got hands. They know I got hands, right? Always. And I'm not proud to say that, right? I've always had to fight. Even me being afraid of the black boys that's walking and the black men that's walking. They have that mask on their face. I'm afraid. They with the hood, what is it? The face, I don't know. All on face mask and hoods. I'm afraid. But here's the thing, guys. We're not only afraid with physically being like criminally afraid, right? We're spiritually afraid. A lot of us are even afraid to grow. We self-sabotage ourselves. We make $15,000 one month, and then the next month we don't make nothing but $5,000. And when I ask you guys, ask my clients, when I ask you guys, well, what happened? You know what the majority of them say? I just got stuck. I didn't know what to do next. Instead of us keeping the momentum and not getting afraid of the influx of money, the abundance, the freedom, we clench up, we freeze, we tense up, we self-sabotage ourselves. We have to lose this fear, not only in our people, but also in our capabilities and also in our God. And I know a lot of you may not be spiritual. A lot of you may be atheists. I'm be honest with you. I'm very spiritual. So if you don't like it, don't come back. We have to get away. We have to let go of that fear, y'all. We have to let go of the fear of loving people. You have to let go of the fear of getting hurt. You have to let go of the fear of not achieving your goals. You have to let go of the fear of it not working out. We have to just let go of the fear and just do it. A lot of that stuff is in God's hand. But because we don't trust, because we were never taught to rely on God, because we were never taught on how to seek the kingdom, because we were never taught these things, we are afraid when we go into uncomfortable territory. We are afraid when we're in situations we are uncertain of. We have to let go of the in so many areas for us to achieve the financial goals that each and every one of us are destined to achieve. Because I have to be honest with you guys. Every one of you, I don't care if your mother never told you this and you're about my age, we all have a purpose. And I think the reason why we're struggling right now is because a lot of us have not defined or tried to seek what our purpose is in life. So we have these businesses that don't feel purposeful, so we burn out. We have these relationships that don't feel purposeful, so we get turned off. We all have to find our purpose. And that starts with trying to find meaning in the things that you do and why you do things, and praying and asking God to show you why did he create you. But a lot of you were never taught to seek God for guidance, seek God for answers. So you're sitting out here confused and you're Googling answers. You Googling things that you're supposed to be praying to God for. You're searching on Instagram for things that you're supposed to be praying to God for. This is why our community bag, the community bag is small. Our spending bag is trillions. But our wealth bag is small. And it's because of all those reasons. We are afraid. And I understand. And I'm not telling you guys to go out and risk your life savings. No, that's not. I don't condone that type of irresponsibility, okay, or that type of level of risk. What I'm saying is that if you start praying and asking God for direction, he will guide you. What I'm telling you, that if you let go of that fear and realize that you are capable beyond your wildest dream, then you will be successful. You will be happy. And if you let go of the fear of listening to whatever the hell everybody else have to say about you, you will be in a better situation. Because I know from the bottom of my heart, and I can feel it. My intuition is telling me, and God never fails me when he tells me things. So every time I come and tell y'all stuff, it's always him giving me the downloads. Everything, right? What I'm finding is that the majority of us are stopping our growth and not achieving our goals because we were never allowed to dream. Some of us, like me, I was taking care of my mother. My mother ended up getting sick, guys. For some of you that don't know, I'm 37. I was taking care of my mother since I was 16 years old. I was my mom's guardian at 16. I'm talking about her financial provider, her caregiver, and everything until she passed away when I was 23. So from 16 until my mom was 23. Until I was 23, I was my mom's caregiver. right? So why am I telling you this? Even with the level of responsibility that I had with being her caregiver, she still forced me to dream of what my life could be, what I could have, what material possessions I could have, what spiritual relationship I can have with God. Like, she really allowed me to dream, and I am so sorry that many of you have not been allowed to dream. Like, some of you probably have dreamed, oh, I want to be a doctor. Oh, I'm going to do this. And that's where it all stopped. You never got the dream that, oh, I'm going to travel the world and do charitable work. Or I'm going to live in another country for 6 months. Or I'm going to be rich as hell by the time I'm 30. Some of you were never allowed to dream. So this is why now, at your old age, your future success, your present capabilities, and the mass opportunities that we have right now paralyzes you, because you were never given the opportunity to dream and set an expectation of life. And I'm not a pastor, maybe when I'm old, but y'all might want to reach out to my pastor, Pastor Ron. Need to really understand that to really be successful, it's not just about making money. I have seen clients that have made $1 million in 1 year, and then the next year they're broke. I've had clients' business make $250,000. The next year, business struggling. It is so common in the Black community for us to get these businesses, start them, and never finish it. Start them, hand them over to the generations beneath us. Start them, but never scale them. Start them, but never, guess what? Be able to sell them. So I truly believe that if we can start building strong relationships, strong marriages, building the trust back into our communities, and the trust within our families, and the trust within ourselves, you build your confidence, okay? In every sense, I'm talking about internally and externally. You seek the kingdom of God for him to help you relieve some of your fear in success, fear in happiness, fear of abundance, fear of rattling feathers, the fear of everything, right? The moment that we all collectively do those things, we're winning. We will be winning. Your business will be thriving. Your product will be selling. Your clients will be happy. And you will already be closer to living your dreams. But if we push all of this off for more years to come, guys, we're going to miss this opportunity where we are right now. We are in the easiest time to make money. We are in the easiest time to start to build a game plan of wealth. But because we lacked all of the characteristics as a whole, and I'm talking about per family, we're going to burn. We're going to fail. And I feel it. And it's scary to me. As I'm going to take a quick little break, and now I'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade the Accountability Accountant. Guys, I didn't do any of my housekeeping. So guys, following me. If you're not following me on all social media, please follow me, Folasade the Accountant, on all social media. Please subscribe to our YouTube, which is Folasade TV as well. And don't forget to tune in each and every Tuesday at time on Beltway Radio, guys. Go ahead on and follow them as well on all social media platforms. So segment one, guys, I was kind of really talking real smooth, talking on the move, talking. So no, guys, I want to just go ahead and close out, and I'm gonna touch a bit on the financial part with this because something triggered the conversation for me, and it kind of connects to that. Right now, you hear this wave of everybody say, let's build generational wealth. Everybody need to be generational wealth, right? Then everybody said, oh, you need to pay less taxes. No taxes. Don't pay no taxes. You paying taxes, your accountant don't know what they doing. Like, I'm just being funny, y'all. All right, let me be really honest with you. And I'm talking to these brown folks like me, right? Y'all got to slow down a little bit. First of all, to really build generational wealth, y'all have been so duped online that it's so sickening to me that I just hear y'all falling for all of the nonsense. And I can tell y'all naive because to just build generational wealth, it's just not that easy. Yes, getting a life insurance policy, that's step one. But now when they're trying to have you not pay taxes and convert your businesses to all of this nonsense and all this stuff just to pay less taxes and all this mess. And then they say they want you to build generational wealth, guys. We got to play the game at different levels. So number one, to really build generational wealth, right? You have to have some type of assets, life insurance, homes, cash, passive income, or not passive income, but a business that's profitable. I've been told you guys that. That's number one. To build generational wealth and then pay no taxes like the Donald Trump shit did. Y'all are working in your businesses. If you're still working in your business, okay, then that means you have earned income. If you have earned income can be taxed at the highest tax rate. That's not what the wealthy is doing. The wealthy doesn't have earned income from jobs. So I'm not trying to be funny or from their business. What I'm trying to tell you is that to really build generational wealth and do like the rich boys, you got to start getting yourselves out of these businesses and build scalable, profitable businesses. And that is what I've been trying to teach you guys all of these years. You have to be able to scale the business so you can hire another CEO and take yourself out of it. The moment that you can do that, that means that you are no longer required to receive payroll for that S Corp because you're no longer running it. So guess what? The only income that roll over for you is what's on the K1, which is passive because you're not in it at that time. But y'all just falling for every YouTube video, every Instagram, and I'm no tea, no shade to nobody, but y'all need to stop. It's no quick way to do this. To build wealth, this is why I'm pissed off. To build wealth, guys, it takes decades. Stop falling for this shit that you can just do it overnight. It may not be accomplished through you, but by you setting up your family, by you giving them the tools, the knowledge, and the resources, and your life insurance policy, and your savings, and your home, they can take that and flip that and make it more and keep doing it. That's generational wealth. But you guys are just trying to skip steps. Let's build a savings. Let's get life insurance policies. Let's start getting real estate after you do those two things. You shouldn't be investing into real estate if you don't have a life insurance policy. I'm telling you. If your kids don't have life insurance, you shouldn't be investing in real estate. You shouldn't be buying no coaching classes. We're doing things backwards. You're trying to get to the millions before you even saved 10,000. Generational wealth is also developed off the cash that you have saved or that you have stocked away into investments. So let's come out of this generational wealth bubble and realize it is actually it's big. It's not a bubble. It cannot even fit this little space I have. Generational wealth cannot fit in here. It's big. It's levels to this stuff. But y'all falling for every person that come online telling y'all something. And that is one of my biggest fear, that the Black community is going to be scammed out of our wealth. I'm going to repeat that. That is one of my biggest fear, that the Black community is going to be scammed out of our wealth. You guys are buying tax classes from a goddamn coach, but didn't buy a tax class from me, an IRS enrolled agent, somebody that have represented over like 300 to 400 fucking audits. I've done thousands of tax returns. I've done offering compromise, settled debt, trying to be a tax attorney now. But you won't buy my tax class, but you will buy a tax class from a coach because they done sold you on the motherfucking G-Wagon because you lack confidence in yourself to realize you're not even on G-Wagon status yet. You don't even own a home yet to even be getting a G-Wagon. You got distracted, booked the course, and you didn't get shit. But, how to write it off. And guess what? You come to a preparer like me, and we like, well, you can't write that off. So my biggest fear is because y'all lacked all of the things that I mentioned in segment 1. And if you missed it, you want to go check out the replay. That's going to be my YouTube page, Folasade TV, within 48 hours. We're going to be scammed out of our money, out of our wealth. We're going to be scammed out of our businesses and out of our bags. We're going to be scammed because you guys refuse to hire accountants and attorneys like Joe Biden said. We're going to be scammed because you don't even trust your own to give you the right information. We're going to be scammed because you don't even trust no one. We're going to be scammed because you fear looking stupid. Like, guys, when I tell you we have deep-rooted issues, and I'm realizing this, I can't conquer my goal of helping the Black community or anybody save $1 trillion if I don't build your confidence and tell you where we're doing wrong. So today, in the month of February, hoping that you guys start to love on your families, love on your spouse, love on your friends, love on your family, love on yourself, build your confidence, regain and pray to God to help you figure out your purpose so you won't keep spinning your wheels and making mistakes and looking for validation. All of y'all are looking for validation on the internet. It's very sickening. And when you guys don't understand that all of this is going to lead to our ultimate demise, remember, money cannot save you, but the lack of it can be the killer of you and your future. So are you going to keep letting your fears, your weaknesses stop you from being the amazing man and the amazing woman and the beautiful woman and handsome man, smart woman, smart man that you are? Because God gave us all a purpose. Some of us have already found it, and some of you have to find it. And this is why you cannot market your company right, because you haven't seeked the purpose in why you're selling the product. That's why you're having a hard time finding team members, because you haven't asked God for the purpose so you can figure out how to communicate your brand and how to communicate your mission. Guys, we gotta go back, not go back to like make America great time like Donald Trump saying, but we gotta go back and regain the morals and values that we once had. Because right now, this shit is sad. That rhyme. I always be right. So guys, I'm done. I had so much fun. I'm done. Uh, uh. Okay, guys. So, okay, let me tell you guys what the topic is for next week. So, we're gonna go back to our financial stuff next week. So, next week we're gonna talk about if you filed your taxes early and there are changes that need to be made, what you guys need to do. And then I'm also going to talk about maybe give you guys some insight on just the next few little steps that you guys can take to start really building generational wealth. And it's not through cheating your taxes, guys. So I'm your girl, Folasade, the Accountability Accountant, guys. I hope that you receive this message with grace and peace. And I don't even care. Like, no, I do. I love you guys. I will see you guys next week. Bye. All right, y'all. See y'all later. Tuning into the Money Zone, your source for all of your personal and business financial tips and all of the tax strategy that you need to pay little to no taxes. Make sure you tune into next week's episode because we always have the best guests and give you guys the best strategies to implement on your financial